It's like when I have nuts, when I eat nuts, they get stuck in my throat.
Yeah.
Start
I have
choking.
a story about it. I eat nuts all the time before I go on air, and I'm like, why did I do that? Because I think I'm fine, and then I
Yeah.
start my break, and I'm like,
Yeah, exactly.
and
Exactly.
I'm like, bad. Don't eat nuts if you
No,
are a performer before you're gonna go on.
no nuts. Not then.
Well, it's another episode of You Got 10 Minutes, and we're talking about nuts already before we even get the show started. How are you doing today, Freddie?
I'm doing good. I'm feeling. I keep thinking today is like a Wednesday or something, and like my days are so off. I need to recalibrate, make sure that today is the day we're on.
It's because the Rams lost yesterday. I'm really upset about it.
Yeah, man. Everybody was. It was so close.
I know, and I feel like I was bad luck, so I didn't start to watch the game from the beginning. When I turned the game on, the Rams were ahead 13-10, and then as soon as I start watching, within minutes, Seattle takes the lead, and they kept the lead the whole damn game.
Well, you know what? I'm a Dodger fan anyway. I could, between you and when it comes to football and the Rams, I'm like, to me it's no big deal. But I know all of LA and everybody else, like all my friends, like, oh no. But yes, it was a big deal.
It's not fun talking to you right now because you can care less about the damn. So okay, I like the Dodgers though too. So we'll talk Dodger talk once they start playing again. But I thought the Rams made a bad move by trying to go for that touchdown when they had that fourth down. They should have kicked the field goal. And then I think at the end of the game, I know it would have been a long kick, but I think they could have kicked another field goal at the end of the game and taken the lead by 2 and won. And I actually had another coworker who thought the same thing. I'm like, yes, we're on the same wavelength. I think they could have won that way. But
well, there's always next year, and I feel like now that the Olympics are around the corner for LA,
yeah.
I feel like LA's just going to start winning in everything, everywhere.
Yeah.
Have you actually been to SoFi?
I have, yes, a couple times.
What'd you go there for, the game?
So the first time I went, it was actually in 2021 or 22. I think 21. It was one of the first few concerts I went to again because COVID. There was no concerts. Everything was shut down. I saw.
Yeah, who'd you go see?
The Rolling Stones.
Wow, you went to that one.
So
how was that?
Oh, Mick Jagger, he still got the moves. I think he was like 79, whatever, 70 something at the time. So good. I talked about it actually, I think in one of the episodes with Alan, but so I'm going to get into my 10 minutes, and Apple is apparently going to start this new thing where if you're on FaceTime and you start taking your clothes off or having phone sex, it's going to stop you. It's going to tell you, are you sure you want to take your it's not going to say that, but it's a message is going to come up, the screen is going to freeze, and it's going to make you rethink your decision. Isn't
that a little intrusive? I feel like technology is trying to stop humans from cohabitating with one another,
I think that's the plan. You're right, Freddie. They want us to stay home alone and be on our phones, looking at the screen and not really having real connection with anyone in person.
Yeah, it's like you ever had a governor in your car? Well, I know with your car, there's no way you can have one on that one. But like back in the day, they would have a governor where you couldn't go past a certain speed limit,
Oh,
and no matter how hard you hit the gas pedal, you would stop at like 75 or 80. And I feel like if technology does that with iPhones and other things like that, people will find a way to get around it. There's got to be.
I mean, I just don't want them like looking at me. If I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't get naked on FaceTime, especially with our careers. Too risky. And you never know. If someone gets mad at you, you don't stay together, post it everywhere. But it's one thing if you want to, have a little fun on it. I don't want them seeing me or hearing me. Like, that's really invasive. I mean, it's bad enough your phone is listening to you all the time, especially when I'm being that vulnerable. I really don't want the phone to listen to me.
Yeah, I've never done, to be honest with you, a phone sex thingy.
Really, Freddie?
Ever.
I think you do need to give it a try, though. It can be a little fun. But...
Yeah, maybe one day I'll try it. You can't knock it till you try it, right? I feel like, but that is true, though. I mean, because here's the thing. Even with AI, you can get somebody's photo, like a headshot, right? And AI will attach a body that looks similar to them. And it's wild what technology can do. And I feel like,
I know that does scare me. A lot of actresses, poor things, they're putting their face on porn stars, this and that. But I will say, if you say or do something wrong now, eventually you're just going to be able to blame it on AI. Like, oh, that wasn't me. Someone made that up. That even when it is, that was AI.
I know. Yeah, I know that's a tricky situation. I wonder what's going to happen in courtrooms when they, you're like, no, it was AI. I'm like, well, how do you prove that?
I know, it's going to get crazy. I don't know. So actually, speaking of, so I'm on the dating apps, and someone I'm kind of surprised, just sent me a voice note. 40 seconds. Because I basically was like, I don't know if we're looking for the same thing. So there's this girl, and we've been talking a little bit it's just only been a couple days, texting on the app a little bit. The thing was, years prior, we also matched on the app, and we talked a little bit, and I can't exactly remember what happened. I think I don't know if she ghosted, or if eventually I'm like, I don't know about this girl. She's acting funny, because her age in the profile has changed now. It's gone up. She's 2 years older than initially when she first had her age.
Okay.
First, it says that she was living in California. Okay. Then it said Manhattan. Now it's saying California again, but a different city. So
there are people who kind of go back. They fly back and forth as a lifestyle, right? That's like what they do.
Yeah. So I'll give her that, or maybe it's hard on these apps. She's trying to make herself a little bit younger, see if she could match with someone, and maybe look both in LA and New York if she's in both areas. But I was like, oh, we should finally meet up this time. I don't know if you're in New York right now or LA, but when you come back to LA, we should meet up. And she basically, I don't know. She was like, yeah, I'll be in LA for a couple months, but didn't really say that she wanted to meet up. I asked her what she's kind of doing on the apps, what she's looking for. And she said she has no idea why she's on here. She thanks for the connection, because clubs and bars aren't her scene. But it didn't feel like, and I was like, well, I'm interested in a long-term relationship, or at least, something kind of monogamous, short-term dating.
Right.
So maybe it's not like a match. I don't know. I don't know if I jumped the gun, but she didn't seem like, and then I asked, I don't know.
You guys haven't met in person, have you?
No, we haven't met in person. So I don't know anything about this girl.
I almost feel like, look, I understand why people, do the age thing. I get that. It's a human thing. I get that. But if you're gonna lie a little bit and change your age, at least stay consistent with it, right? I mean, at least keep that going for a little while until you have to meet the person, face to face. But that is a little odd, I don't know. What is your conversation like with them? Like, is there banter? Is there back and forth?
Well, there's usually a day or two in between our message, and she keeps them really short.
Okay.
But she asks good questions, like, oh, what made you smile today, and things like.
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't be talking about this, just in case something happens with it. I don't know, but I don't know. She's very mysterious. I've had interesting experiences lately. Another person, I wasn't masculine enough. I'm too femme. She kind of likes more masculine women, and I'm kind of like, okay, so why did you even give me your number, and why?
Right.
Yeah,
I guess some people can't read people right away until they, until further. But you're like, yeah, it's cool. If that's what you like, that's what you like. This is who I am.
Yeah, exactly. So actually, I'll hold off. I won't listen to it on air.
Because I was about to ask you, can we hear a little bit of it?
I'm going to listen without.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Hey, I thought maybe this would.
Can you hear any of that so far?
I hear the voice, but I can't make out what it was.
Okay, good. Okay, so I'm not going to play it, but basically she. I want, it's I gotta,
okay,
keep her
separate. All right.
Can you imagine? We end up dating, and she's like, "What? You never met me, and you put me on your podcast?"
Yeah. Good call. I get it.
Basically, she's never nothing has turned into a relationship. She's never dated anyone from an app before. She's dated people, but it's only been in person. So that's why it sounds like she's a little hesitant. Where I've had full-blown relationships, most of my full-blown relationships have been from people that I met on the apps, actually.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. You and I are on, with that aspect, opposite sides of the spectrum.
Really?
Because I have never been on a dating app in my life.
Are you serious?
I know.
Freddie, you're lucky though. It's not I feel like all the time I waste swipe. I've left it now where I'm like, I'm not even going to swipe anymore. They have to swipe on me and say they're interested. I'm not wasting my time doing this shit anymore.
Right. Yeah, I just feel like it's work, and if you do the work, it can work for you. And I just feel like I don't want to do the work. It's just too much work. You know what I'm saying? It's enough work meeting people in person. So, I don't know. Maybe one day.
Honestly, but you being straight, you can run into someone anywhere. It's easy. The grocery store, I don't know if people still go to the library, but I mean, anywhere. You can meet someone anywhere. But me being gay, I'm not just going to go up to some random girl because most likely she's going to be straight. So
you need a more, I guess, curated platform, I guess, that bridges. I could see that. But at the same time, if I'm like at aisle 11 buying peanut butter and jelly and I see somebody cute, there's a high probability I will not go up to that person anyway. So I'll just move right on and carry on with my life.
They're saying, though, that guys are really not approaching women anymore, especially younger guys, Gen Zers. There's some of them that are almost 30 years old or older and have never asked a girl out before, ever. Some of them never even gone on a date before at almost 30 years old.
Wow. No, see, I've definitely dated. I don't, it's not too often that I actually walk up to somebody. I have before. And it's worked a couple times because usually I have no game, Nikki. I have zero game. But what I do,
I'm surprised by this, Freddie. I'm really surprised.
Is I'll be honest, and I remember one time, and she was, to me, the most beautiful girl in the night. We were at a nightclub, and she was by far the most beautiful girl in the nightclub. And so I walk up to her and I said, "Look, I'm leaving in a little bit, but I think you are by far the most beautiful girl in this nightclub. So before I would regret not walking up to you and asking for your name before I leave." Anyway, we dated for a while after that. So
really,
there's been moments from that. Yeah. But yeah, for the most part, I'll probably be in gym shorts at, aisle 15, buying Windex.
I have to say, though, I have more respect for guys. Like, when I used to date guys, I didn't think that much about them, approaching. I feel like they would come up to me a lot in the younger years. Times have changed. Honestly, people don't go up to people anymore. It's different. But when I was younger, I would get approached, 18, early 20s, 25. It kind of, not all the time, but it would happen. Now it does happen, but not quite as much. Actually, someone came up to me in the gym the other day. I don't know if they were really hitting on me, but they pull their phone out, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? They come out with their phone, and I'm sitting on and doing, rowing, and they pull their phone up, and they're like, "You look like her." It's like you're a spitting image, and I'm like, what are you talking about? So there's some celebrity. Actually, she was, I believe, the mother on Gossip Girl. I think that's who he was showing me. And he was like, "You look just like her." And she's like 20 years older than me, first of all. I mean, attractive woman, but I'm just like, okay, I hate it when people tell me that I look like someone. I'm like, no, I don't think I look anything like her. And he's like all excited. He's like, it's like looking in a mirror. It's like looking in a mirror.
Right.
And I'm just kind of like, no. And he walks away. I wasn't like rude, but I was like, no, I don't think so. And he walks away, but he was so excited to come up and tell me that he thought I looked like. So I don't know if he was hitting on me, but he was definitely wanting to come up to me.
Yeah, I feel like, we have our own, version of ourselves from our own eyes, from our own lens. But, people, it's the first time they ever probably saw you, if not maybe twice, and they immediately attach you to what they're familiar with, and that's what happens,
It's odd, but it's like all the time. People are always telling me I look like different celebrities. What do you
usually get besides that person?
It's never the same person. It's all different people.
Oh, okay.
And then I think too, as I'm getting older, I get more offended because now they're telling me I look like people that are so much older than me that I'm like, oh wow, you think I look like that person?
Yeah.
Although I will say, when I was in high school, I've gotten Cher a couple of times. Someone told me I looked like a blonde Cher. I got that when I was in high school.
Okay.
I've recently gotten Jennifer Aniston. That one didn't offend me as much because I do think she's attractive, at least, in her prime. Miley Cyrus's mom. I've gotten like.
What does Miley's mom look like? I don't even know.
I don't know, but it's no one like, but I don't think I look like them anyways, but it's not like someone is telling me I look like Megan Fox. I know I don't look like Megan Fox, but it's like, I mean, they're not unattractive, but it's like,
I think when you're good looking, people try to, it's easy for them to attach, I guess, an image. But when it comes to like me, for example, like I said, well, who do I look like? And nobody could ever figure it out because there's nobody until one person went. Don't laugh.
I'm gonna laugh. I'm getting the laugh track ready to go here, Freddie.
Freddie, you do look like somebody. And I'm like, who? They're like, I got it. Because I had more of a faux hawk then. It was more like this when I was in my 20s. They said, you look like that cartoon character Jimmy Neutron. With the big head? And that's what I look like, apparently. A cartoon character. Thank you.
Wow, not even a real person. They don't even think
you're a real person. So I hope that makes you feel better, Nikki.
That does actually make me feel better, Freddie. At least I'm a real person. You're Jimmy Neutron. I was at the station the other day and I was just trying to ground myself. I went outside in the grassy area and I put my feet down in the grass barefoot. And I've been starting to do this in the morning before I go on air, just trying to ground myself. And there was a guy jogging right by me and I'm just staring at him and I'm like, I probably look so crazy because I thought it might be you. He was far enough away where I couldn't tell, and I didn't see you enough for that often. So I still don't. I mean, I know you, but I don't know you. So I'm like, is that Freddie? Is that Freddie running? And I feel so bad. I was just staring at obviously it was not you. And then eventually he says hi to me and I'm like, I was staring at him hardcore.
Well, now that you're getting to know me better, Nikki, you'll know number one, if you think it's Freddie running, that already is a sign that it's not me.
Not like Flintstone.
I like that. I like that.
Okay, Freddie, you got 10 minutes. What do you got for us?
Okay, well, I kind of already said it. So let me see if I can recap because the dating app thing. I've never done a dating app in my life, but I have worked at a place that I think you might find interesting. And people don't think that I've ever done this or worked there, but I joke around and I say I have a credit in porn.
Oh, Freddie.
That's what they say.
I'm like, okay, I should have done more research on you. So
I know, maybe I do have an IMDb, like an adult IMDb or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you might. Are you?
It was early on in my radio career. I was 21 years old, Nikki, and I was in between radio jobs where I just got started in the business. A few years back, I met somebody who worked at a station I used to work at, but then he got a job as a producer at Playboy Radio, and basically he kind of brought me over there, and I worked at Playboy, the actual Playboy company. So the Playboy
I got
channel,
a question. Yes. Did you get to go to the Playboy Mansion?
Everybody always asks me that. Everybody, because of course, hello, because it was, no, I didn't get to go. I did not get to go.
Oh, too bad.
I know, but I did see a lot working at Playboy because Playboy Channel was at the Playboy TV studios, which also housed the Spice Network. I don't know if you remember the Spice Network, but it was basically like two Playboy, and the Spice Network was just a little bit more extreme. I worked on the Playboy side, and they had a show called Night Calls, where it's basically like your request line, like we do in the radio. But it was a model, and guys would call up, and I would screen those calls and make sure they were cool and kind of coach them what to say, and I would screen them on through, and they would request things.
Wait, can you coach us? Pretend I'm a guy or whatever. I'm going to be on. Like, what would we say? Like, oh, hey, baby.
Okay. So I'll say, Nikki, what are you going to ask her? What do you want her to do?
I want to ask her how long she can orgasm. Something like, do they say? I think they say crazy things like that.
That's a great question. What and after that, what are you going to ask her? Because maybe you could ask her to do something.
Oh, really? Oh, she'll do something for me. Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, and do I have to pay for this?
No, it's absolutely free. So you say, oh, I want her to do this, and then that I say, all right, cool. Just make sure you're everything, you're well mannered, you're respectable, you respect her, and go out of line, and we won't hang up on you. All right, you good? Cool. Put you on hold. Put the name out there with the city, and she pick it up and talk to him it was absolutely wild.
Wow, I didn't even know this existed. So she's sitting there like nude or just in a bra and having a conversation with whatever listener?
Yeah, exactly. She's on this big round purple bed, and it's on a stage basically, and it's just her and the camera, and then she could hear the audio coming through the speakers and the overhead panel, and that was it. That was the show.
Now, Freddie, would you ever get like excited being in that atmosphere? Did you ever have to like excuse yourself? Like,
I was always excited, Nikki, but not in that way though. I think I was excited just because I was getting paid so much for a 21-year-old kid. To me, that was like a big jump. So to me, I had to play it cool because I wanted to keep the job, right?
Yeah.
So I had to make sure that I was looking like I was unfazed. But I think inside, of course, it was a whole different story. But it was a cool job. It only lasted for less than 2 years. But yeah, it was pretty cool. It was a lot of fun.
Damn, that is cool, Freddie. Oh my gosh. Okay. Your time is up.
All right.
But that's a good story, man. I got to ask more about that. When I'm off air, when we're off air, we're going to dig deeper.
I'll tell you more about it then.
Tell me more about Playboy. Well, that's another episode of You Got 10 Minutes. Honestly, I'm so sad that I never got to go to the Playboy Mansion. That was kind of always a dream of mine. Like growing up, I'd watch The Girls Next Door. And I'd be like, oh, they have the best parties at the Playboy Mansion. I need to get to California and go. And then I feel like almost by the time I got here, the Playboy Mansion was done with, but
is it still around? I think it's still. I mean, is it like a museum at this point?
I know.
Like, what is it?
They should open it up as a museum. If it's not, they could charge a lot of money. And that pool, oh my gosh, they have that amazing pool with the rocks and I think like a slide and
the
waterfall.
grotto, yeah.
Oh, so awesome.